Welcome, my name is Vishal Tekshanani. Today I'm speaking to Dermot Woods, Executive Director at Westoz Funds Management, and we're going to talk about the recent market volatility that we're seeing. Dermot, it's great to have you here. How are you?
Great, thanks for having me, Peter.
No worries. So Dermot, we've seen quite a volatile week in markets. Can you share with our investors some perspective? What's happening?
Yes, well, the first thing is we're not surprised by the volatility. We're relatively surprised as it hasn't happened sooner.
Okay.
We're going through normalisation in the rate cycle, and we would expect some volatility to accompany that.
And is it a case of you're also expecting normalization between value stocks and growth stocks?
Well, I mean, growth stocks have had a fantastic run of late. So one example was a great piece of research I received yesterday on the small cap industrial market.
Right.
In Australia, so the top 20 stocks by weighting in that index, there's not a stock with a PE less than 20 times, and they're all the stocks that have performed lately. So I would expect there maybe to be some dislocation there going forward, because things are very much priced for perfection. And when fear creeps into the market, things that are priced for perfection are more prone to correction.
Okay. So you have more than 20 years experience in the market, and many of our investors, different levels of experience. For a newer investor or investors who haven't witnessed too many falls like this, how would you deal with it?
Well, the first thing is to not panic, and the second thing is to assess the status of your portfolio.
Yep.
and how you're invested and whether you're comfortable with that in this market. I feel comfortable with our portfolio. I know it's going to go down today, but I may get some bargains along the way.
Okay, and so speaking of bargains, you've got a 12% cash weighting within the listed investment company, is that right?
Yeah, currently 11% in the listed investment company, Westoz. Yeah.
Okay. So how do you think about cash? How do you think about redeploying that or using that?
Well, we just look for stocks to hit levels where we're comfortable to buy them, given the environment. And we have our eyes on a couple of sectors at the moment.
Sure.
We've got stocks within our portfolio we'd probably like to buy more of. For example, I went to see a company a couple of weeks ago that we hold in the portfolio. I won't disclose the name, but I set up the meeting when the stock price was one price, and I came out of the meeting and the stock price was 20% higher. Now, I didn't learn anything new. It's just about feeling comfortable and looking people in the eyes and getting increasingly comfortable with them. So this maybe give me an opportunity to buy that stock at the right price.
Okay, so one of the sectors you're of interest to you is gold?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we think gold's at an interesting point in the cycle. I mean, the US dollar gold price hasn't really been for a run in this cycle. Now, gold tends to run fairly late cycle when people tend to focus on inflation, and when the market gets more volatile and fear increases in the market. And we think we're sort of on the cusp of that at the moment.
Okay, and medium-term base metals is also something you're finding attractive, is that right?
Yeah, base metals we think is really interesting medium term, because there will be a supply squeeze in base metals going forward, and it's very difficult to solve. Good base metal ore bodies are very difficult to find, and it takes a long time to define them and develop them. And nickel we think is particularly interesting in the electric vehicle world going forward, because there will be a supply squeeze, especially in the nickel sulfide world. And there's not a lot of ways to play that. The nickel price has to be higher to incentivize exploration and development. Okay,
so even in this market, there's opportunities.
Well, hopefully there will be opportunities. Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't expect there to be absolute bargains today. We're probably day one into a process. It always comes when you're not expecting it, and it always ends sooner than you hope it will when you're looking to buy, in my experience.
Okay. All right, Dermot, thank you so much for coming in and for sharing your expert perspective and where you're looking in the market for opportunities. So if I can summarize the key messages, it's don't panic, review your portfolio, and where stocks have fallen off, they might be, you might look to redeploy your cash in them because they might be bargains, so long as they're quality companies.
Yeah, if the situation hasn't changed, buy.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much, Dermot.
Thank you.
I hope you found this video informative. Now, please remember what we talked about today isn't investment advice. If you're thinking about making any investment decision, it's really important that you do your research into the company or the listed investment company you're thinking of, and please also consider seeking financial advice. My name is Vishal Tekshanani, and I'll see you next time.